Bwana Kindiki anatoka huko upande wa kwetu ndio, but he was a presiding minister when Gen Zs were killed. Yani mimi niende nisikilize maneno ya Kindiki? Kwanza afadhali Ruto alijaribu kuomba msamaha ambao ulikataliwa mbali na vijana. Sasa msamaha huyo, it cannot be just msamaha tu kiholela. Wewe Kindiki kwanza ungeomba msamaha because you are the minister for the interior when Gen Zs were killed. Tuanze hapo, tuwe waangwana kuomba msamaha na kusema tena Ojwang ameuawa, omba tena msamaha because wewe ni deputy president wa half term.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, who is responding to Kithure Kindiki, and is doing that video basically as a reaction to what Kithure Kindiki said. And this is what Kindiki said.
Mimi nitatafuta huyo my elder brother Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Zao tuko na heshima na yeye sana. Hata mtoto yake yule mkubwa mimi ndiye nilimfundisha kule university, ule Kennedy. Nilikuwa profesa yake huko. Na nikamtengeneza namna hii. Nikamtafutia hata shule nyingine akaenda Australia. Sasa ni mtu mkubwa, ni mbunge huko Eala. Mimi niko na heshima na viongozi wenu. That's what I want you to know. Ile hatutaki ni watu kudanganya ndugu yetu Kalonzo na kumuingiza kwa siasa ya vita na matope na matusi na kisirani. So mimi nitaenda nitafute, mkinikubalia nitafute ndugu yangu mkubwa Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Nimpigie simu, nimtafute. Na mimi mkiniangalia hivi, mniangalie vizuri. Mimi na ule jamaa wa shares wa kisirani, mimi na yeye, ni nani anakaa rafiki ya Kalonzo kuliko mwingine? Ni nani anakaa kwa heshima na Kalonzo kuliko mwingine? Ni mimi ama ni mtu ya kisirani? Ni mimi ama ni mtu ya ukabila? Ni mimi ama ni mtu ya matusi? So nitafute Kalonzo, tuongee kama mandugu. Unajua is my elder brother. I can talk to him anytime.
Now, when you listen to Kithure Kindiki keenly, there's some narrative that is advancing. Why is he saying that? First of all, let me take you through a brief history on what Kithure Kindiki was doing in the Ukambani region. He's simply moving across the country with money and allegedly is saying that he's going to empower some youths across the country. So that's basically what he's doing. Getting some money, empowering some youths. Now, however, I even sometimes feel disappointed because a professor and someone who has been practiced for quite some time, someone who understands the Kenyan constitution well, I don't feel comfortable when I see them do such kind of things. Why? You cannot carry money to empower people. You create a program as a government for every youth in this country to benefit without Kithure Kindiki and his entire Kenya Kwanza team coming there. And I feel that honestly, one thing that make me get annoyed is that Kenya Kwanza people feel that Kenyans are not educated. They don't know what they are doing. They don't know completely what they know, what the constitution says. They don't know what they want. They just do things and feeling that Kenyans are going just to buy them. Honestly, I feel bad. And most of the leaders, I can understand Zairi Jana. I don't know his educational background. But Osoro has gone to school as a bright man. Some other leaders, Farouk Gibet, we can understand. But when it comes to the issues to do with money, public funds, empowering people, there are programs set aside in this country where youths can go apply and get money. Why don't you increase the funds so that more youths can get access to the same money? And then there are also women empowerment programs in this country that are well structured in the acts of parliament. That could have been the best thing they do, in that they popularize them for more women to come on board. But now Kithure Kindiki and his team takes money physically. When they take this money, one thing that we all learned is that we don't know the criteria in which they use to get those youths on board or those women on board for empowerment. Secondly, even if they come to Keroka, my hometown, it's not all youths are accessible to this kind of funds. You must be a close person to the MP, MCA, or whoever person that is accompanying Kithure Kindiki. So in a nutshell, it's a disappointing activity that's happening in the country, considering that Kithure Kindiki is actually a professor, a deputy president, and someone who has been in politics for quite some time. However, that is not the basis of this video here today. I'm asking myself, what was the reason as to why Kalonzo Musyoka was answering, or maybe why was the reason as to why Kithure Kindiki was saying such statements to Kalonzo Musyoka? Number one, there's a narrative that is being advanced by Kenya Kwanza government, where they are saying that Kithure Kindiki, or maybe Kalonzo Musyoka, could be joining William Ruto's camp. Yes, on what basis are they advancing that kind of a narrative? First, is the basis that Kalonzo Musyoka has been associated with working with President William Ruto behind the scenes. We saw Morara Kebasi expose that, and we have also had conversations taking place across the country, not of course between politicians as such, but here at the grassroots, to interact with the people, and that's what they tell me. Now, the fact remains that Kithure Kindiki was advancing that narrative by indicating that him and Kalonzo Musyoka are so friendly. They are people who can work together, they are close. So the fact remains that he was trying to tell the people of Ukambani that there's something going on behind the scenes. Now, another thing that is happening as we speak today is the nature of Kalonzo Musyoka. We have to accept that across the country, people don't trust Kalonzo Musyoka. So Kenya Kwanza is taking advantage of that kind of a statement, or maybe that kind of a perception, to simply try to taint Kalonzo Musyoka's image negative. Thirdly, we're also seeing that Kindiki and Farouk have been saying that consistently. Farouk indicated that, and whenever they've gone to Ukambani or any other part of this country, they speak positive of Kalonzo Musyoka. Ladies and gentlemen, Kalonzo Musyoka has also not been attacking Kithure Kindiki. We all know that Kithure Kindiki was not elected by anyone in this country. Kithure Kindiki was literally selected by President William Ruto. And Kalonzo Musyoka has been ensuring there's a lot of respect between them. And now, when Kithure Kindiki came to speak out in support of Kalonzo Musyoka, there's an indication that these people are working together from that statement alone. Now, that is one of the things that resulted to Kalonzo Musyoka coming out to speak against Kithure Kindiki's statement. But however, there are more reasons as to why Kalonzo Musyoka literally decided to answer Kithure Kindiki. That is going to form the basis of this analysis here today. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mukwa Times, kindly take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the reason as to why Kalonzo Musyoka spoke the way he did towards Kithure Kindiki? Number one, Kalonzo Musyoka is interested also to get the youth support. So his statements actually were well calculated. He pointed out the weaknesses in Kithure Kindiki's side. Number one weakness, it is the fact that Kithure Kindiki was in charge of the interior docket when the demonstrations on 25th June were occurring in the country and the youths were killed, and Kithure Kindiki was completely and totally unapologetic. He was completely unapologetic. He did not apologize to the Kenyan youth. Instead, he defended the government up to date, despite a young kid of about 12 or 8 years being shot 8 times. Despite youths being killed while running away from the police. Despite it's a constitutional right for people to demonstrate and even occupy parliament, still Kithure Kindiki has never felt the need to even apologize to the people of Kenya. So basically, by Kalonzo Musyoka attacking him, the fact remains that Kithure Kindiki will get finished, as the youths feel that Kalonzo Musyoka at least is fighting for them. So in a nutshell, this is a politically calculated move to attract the youths to their side. More especially now, Kalonzo Musyoka has declared 25th June a national holiday. And of course, the youth knew that on 25th June, we are going to meet across the country to remember our fallen soldiers. Ladies and gentlemen, another reason as to why Kalonzo Musyoka decided to come out and speak, it's simply to clear out the air of him working with William Ruto. These rumors of him working with William Ruto definitely will lead to a lot of bad things to Kalonzo Musyoka. Why? People might not trust him. If he's chosen as a flag bearer, he might not win. He will be beaten by Ruto by far. If these kind of sentiments are made across the country, Kalonzo Musyoka has so many weaknesses. One of them being track record. One of them being is that he's not a serious campaigner. He's not a serious mobilizer. So when all these things are combined, plus the rumors that he might be joining William Ruto, therefore there might not be a formidable candidate from the opposition. Hence, Kalonzo Musyoka had to clear the air at least to create room for support across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, there's also the intention of Kalonzo Musyoka to improve the trust within the Kenyans towards him. Honestly speaking, Kenyans don't trust him. From the watermelon nickname up to date, people have not trusted Kalonzo Musyoka. People feel like, and honestly, when you look at Kalonzo Musyoka, when he speaks, it does not seem to be a straightforward man. It doesn't seem at all. Like, it looks like he's speaking 2 languages at the same time. And that is the problem. So Kalonzo Musyoka is trying to reduce this kind of a trust deficit, So ladies and gentlemen, another thing I want to say is that Kalonzo Musyoka, as we speak today, is creating chances for presidency within the opposition. This thing of trust, if it is something that will stop Kalonzo Musyoka, it is the one. trust combined with lack of campaigning, lack of seriousness, and many other things like track record are the ones that are going to bring down Kalonzo Musyoka or even deny him a favor to become a presidential candidate within the opposition. So Kalonzo Musyoka is trying so hard to create his chances within the opposition. Last but not least, of course, this is a hard game that Kalonzo Musyoka is also doing. That's a possibility. What do you mean by that? He's also trying to play hard to Kithure Kindiki and William Ruto, so that if there's a possibility of them having him on board, at least the price goes up. The offers is high. The offer goes up in the sense that if they are considering him not a speaker position, then he's coming as a DP. I don't know what is your take on what I've done here today as an analysis, but in the comment section, please feel free to share with me on what you think about Kalonzo Musyoka's sentiments towards Kithure Kindiki. See you next time for more videos.